I didn't even know who the hell he was. He's just like a creepy freaking rando
Yeah,
from
but
TikTok.
I'll be honest with you. The
It
man,
took me months to even find out his real name, to even actually get a protection order from him.
yeah,
And I had to travel 10 hours from Pennsylvania to Indiana, 10 hours with all of my evidence to get the protection order and then drive 10 hours back. And when we were in court, like I said, he admitted to everything he did to me. Every
it'd be
single
worth it at
thing.
this point. It's worth it at this point. The man I lay down with every night don't demand me to do anything. I'll be damned if somebody on the internet's going to. Like he is the worst case of a narcissistic man that I have ever seen in my entire life. I've never seen anybody, and I was married to
Oh,
one of these one time.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. He reminds me of one of my exes that was exactly like that. He would, he would do all kinds of shit and then try to somehow twist it that somehow it was my fault, try to make me feel bad. Like, yeah,
And
yeah.
this is how well we know him. Watch what I tell you. Give it a
And
day
then
or
gather
two.
around all the flying monkeys.
Yep.
Gather around all the flying monkeys. And that's who's around him right now. A couple of women that are all his flying monkeys. If you don't know what flying monkeys are, Google it, research it. You'll find out.
Well, give it I can bet with anybody. Give it 3-4 days. I don't know, maybe a week. I will be drug across this internet again by him because of this live tonight. But here's the thing, I'm not afraid. I don't care what you say. I don't care anything. I don't care. You can say whatever you want behind the screen. It's fine with me.
Oh, but see, people think because we have a protection order that we're supposed to be scared 24/7 of this person. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. There are times, like me, myself, I can say that I have been scared. But no one is going to silence me. They're not going to silence my voice.
Nope.
They're not going to silence me from standing up against a stalker and harasser. It's not going to happen. I have every right to tell my story and my truth, and they're not going to stop it. And it doesn't mean that I'm scared or fearful 24/7. It means that I have the right to live my life in this country without the fear of being harassed by some fucking creep. Sorry for my language.
No, that's
Everyone has the right to live free and happy and live their life in this country, themselves and their family, free of harassment and stalking from a creep. Period.
100%. But that's what I'm saying. He wants what his goal is to get everybody that has ever had any encounter with him off the app or silence them or whatever. That's what he wants. Now everybody is finally speaking out because law enforcement is on your heels. Everybody's speaking out, so he's got to regain control. I'm not being silent anymore. I will speak, and I will defend myself, and I will talk whatever I want to say. I will come live and I will say it. I will continue to bring awareness until he's caught, because justice will come for a lot of people once he is caught. I mean, I study this a lot, and just I listen for particular noises. I watch for the camera to slip, because my justice will not come until he's caught. So yeah, I'm gonna keep pushing because I want justice. Everybody wants justice.
I do too. And you know what? Some of his little affiliates and cohorts need to come down too. Just saying. There's a couple other people that need to come down right along with him.
Absolutely. And those who want to get on live while Scammy's having her live, talking to the victim. I mean, from the words of the victim's mouth, you heard him. He said everything. From the words of his mouth, what happened, how he got in, how he done all these things. So, I mean, like, come on, people. Y'all cannot be that dumb. I mean, you cannot be that dumb. And when you've got almost, what is it now, Scam? See, $10,000 from the owner himself, who's lost all this money. He's offering a $10,000 reward. Scammy's got a $2,000 reward. I think, what was it, neighborhood of like $5,000 or so for from the sheriff's department. So, I mean, you're looking in the upward range of $17,000, $18,000 reward for just for him to be convicted. I mean, just don't turn a blind eye. Just pay attention, especially if you're in some of the areas that he's known, quote, known to be in. Just pay attention.
Well, I will tell you that there are multiple individuals that are posting all over the place. All over the place. They're posting on Twitter. They're posting on Facebook. They're posting on Reddit. They're posting on Instagram. There are multiple posts by multiple individuals about all of this. They're posting in trucker groups and travel stop groups and everything you can think of, neighborhood groups all around the country. Okay?
Yeah, I read in somebody had posted in Scammy's chat that like all the truckers are talking to one another, and they're letting everybody know, like, this is how bad law enforcement wants this man.
Oh, and not just that. Like, do you really think that these truckers are going to, show a blind eye to some freaking creeper dude who's stalking and harassing women on the internet? Truckers don't go for that shit. Okay? These guys don't go for that shit. I mean, there's some women too, so I shouldn't say just guys, but these truckers will be on the lookout for that shit. They don't play that shit. They really don't.
Does he still have the paper tag? Do you know?
The last I knew, he did have a temp paper tag from North Carolina, and it's only in the back.
Yeah.
There is no tag in the front at all. I mean, I have the plate number, but I'm not gonna put it out there. But I mean, I do. Law enforcement. Let me just say, law enforcement has it. It's been forwarded on to law enforcement. They know what it is. Okay. And the bolo that they have out for him, they have the tag number. So if he gets pulled over or seen by law enforcement, they do have the tag number.
And I don't know if you know, but I did learn that a felony stop is much, much, much worse than just a regular stop. So there's that information.
Well, you know some other information. He's been commonly known to, how do I want to put it? Engage in various drug activities personally. So if he does get pulled over with rugs on him, it's going to be a lot more serious than just these charges that he is already guilty of.
And he does.
And I hope that happens. I hope that happens. I hope he gets caught with the rugs.
Well, and there's also aliases that he uses, and yeah, we've been on that. So just be aware of your surroundings. And if you're an avid door dasher, make sure you're watching your dasher. I'm not going to say a whole lot to hinder it, because I don't want to hinder anything. I want him caught, but just be aware.
Well, I was told that he was using his ex's name and account to do DoorDash.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's a few people who have had discussions about reporting that to DoorDash because that is not, that violates DoorDash policy.
And I know there was a discussion. I cannot confirm or deny. So I know there was a discussion at one point in time. So allegedly, supposedly, he did dash an order to a older lady, used his menage a trois to gain access to her home, had
Oh my God.
yeah, had sexual relations, and then
Ew.
he robbed her.
Well,
Allegedly,
if
supposedly.
if anybody has information to possibly report that he is allegedly using someone else's account on DoorDash or Roadie, which is another app where he has allegedly committed crimes. There are customer service numbers for DoorDash and Roadie where you can report that. I'm still an active driver on Roadie and I can easily report that, but there are, all you got to do is Google the customer service numbers for DoorDash and for Roadie, and you can let them know that there is possibly someone falsely using an account under the name of Darian Foster.
Yep. And you can also email them as well. It is support.doordash.com. And it was also stated in another live that he is using his deceased father's social security number to do this as well. And I don't have solid proof of that. It's just allegedly, supposedly.
Well, I know for a fact, as a former DoorDasher, that if they get a report that somebody is falsely using someone else's account, because that's not legal, well, I wouldn't say legal, it's against their policies, right? You'll get deactivated if you do that. What they do is randomly in between deliveries or even in the middle of delivery, a thing will pop up on the screen where he would have to take a selfie and prove that he is the person that is assigned to that account, which would be Darian. And if Darian is not with him, he obviously can't do a screenshot and provide that he is her, right? So instantaneously, they do deactivate that account. They have ways of just popping those things up in between random deliveries where you have to, turn on your camera and show that, yes, you are the person that's assigned to that account. And if he can't do that, then those accounts are going to get deactivated.
Well, just imagine a dasher coming to your home that is a known felon that has took money from people.
Yeah,
that has
a known of people that could literally take pictures of your house or try to enter your house, like a known thief, a known felon thief that might watch your house or watch your neighborhood or anything.
That's so weird to me. Yeah, I don't care what Mallory's over there talking about, because Mallory is a known liar, and she's been called out on her bullshit so many times. So now she's going to jump on the Florida Man train.
Well, I've never been friends nor not friends with Mallory in the past. I just was neutral. I didn't really ever watch her lives, but there was one point a few months ago when Florida Man was harassing her really, me asking for my help to help her get a protection order against Florida Man. And I gave her information and I offered to help her, and she apparently never followed through with it. And now look where we are now today. But I have messages from her from not all that long ago, where she wanted to get a protection order from Florida man. And I had offered, no matter who you are, no matter what side you were on TikTok, no matter what, if you were harassed by Florida man, I will help you. And I offered to help her, and she did not follow through. And now she's, I don't know, doing whatever she's fucking doing.
So here's a most recent picture that was from one of his somewhere, but
that's from when he was in the store in Vincennes, Indiana. The guy there in the front is his friend or former friend. His name is Matt Slater. After Florida man robbed the place in Florida, he went to Matt Slater's store in Vincennes, Indiana, and he was trying to sell the stolen items to Matt. Matt was not interested. Matt pretty much has like a convenience store. He doesn't sell Pokemon cards and all that bullshit. So he said he was not interested. And so Florida man hung out there though for a while. He went live and he showed a bunch of the stolen items while he was in his store. Dumbass criminal. And then I posted a video, you can see it on my account, of Florida man taking all the items out of Matt's store and putting them back in his van because Matt was not interested in buying any of his stolen items.
Yep.
And I have spoken with Matt. Now, I have mixed feelings on Matt at this point. I don't know. Matt tried to tell me that he was scared of Florida man and this and that, and I don't think he was part of any of this, but the thing is, Matt Slater was part of the previous crime that involved himself and Florida man and Darian Foster when they stole stuff or had a whole card scheme, Pokemon cards or magic card scheme in Tennessee. There's a whole article about that. What they were doing was Florida man would either buy or steal these magic, I call them magic nerd cards because it's some kind of weird game. He would steal or buy these magic nerd card packs from Walmart, and then he would open the legit magic cards out, and then he would put some fake ass cards in there, like just blank cards, pieces of cardboard or something, right? And reseal them up. And then him and Darian and Walmart and would return the items. And then he had a card store at the time in Vincennes, like a weird magic nerd card store in Vincennes. He would sell to get his money back for them. And I don't know. Does that make sense? Does that make sense how I'm explaining it? Like, I don't know who comes up with some kind of weird ass scheme like this, but this is what he was doing.
Professional criminals.
Yeah, like he was stealing the packs of cards, taking the legit cards out, selling them in his store, but then putting some other bullshit in these card packs and reselling them, and then taking them back to Walmart's to get his full money back on them. And he had run out of chances with, like, I guess returning stuff to Walmart because they only do so many returns, you know, or whatever, like, and especially stealing them. So he recruited Darian and Matt to do some of the returns for him.
And this is why when you go to Walmart or CVS or anywhere, here's the reason why you have to ask to get damn deodorant out of the cases.
And you can look up the charges. I think that they're available on Tennessee. I had seen them. I mean, they were charged with like organized crime and racketeering and all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
Like it wasn't just like a theft or like a fraud. It was like they were charged with like an organized crime ring type of crimes.
It's awful. Okay, so I'm gonna hop off, but I just wanted to keep talking about it because y'all brought some great information, and I really appreciate it. Like I said, if you have information, you can reach out to Scam Slam. If you don't want to reach out to them, hell, reach out to me. I will get it to them.
And if anybody missed Scammy's live with all of that information earlier, I am going to download that entire live to my YouTube account. I do have 2 YouTube accounts, but I'm using my backup one right now. So the one that it will be posted on is the @ ScamSlam411. So I will be posting Scammy's full live on @ScamSlam411. If you missed any of that, or if you need any of the detailed information on that, I would appreciate everyone watching and sharing that. I'll also be taking clips of the call with the Alachua County Sheriff's Department that was sent to me, and I'll be making a video of that and posting it on my TikTok. So please reshare.
Yes, I appreciate you. Thank you, Scam. And y'all, and please, if nobody has ever said anything at all that's worth hearing, please hear me when I say, if you see something, please say something. Let somebody know if you don't want to come forward. Hell, I'll take the wrath for it. Tell me, I'll get the word to the right people. At this point, it's got to stop. He's got to stop. He's got to stop terrorizing women and breaking women down. And because you think about it, that is somebody's mother, sister. You don't know. I mean, you don't know who loved one that is tearing their mental health down because of the dumb, stupid shit that he does. He can't tear me down anymore because at this point, by looking at him and his duck feet and the way he carries himself, he cannot speak about nobody, none whatsoever. So, yeah.
Can I add in one more thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Florida Man is racist. He portrayed a person of color as a creature, a brown creature, an alien, and that is dehumanizing to persons of color. And he is racist, and that is one thing that I have zero tolerance for, that I go after 100%, and I have been for over 30 years of my life, and I will not apologize for it. If I find someone who, does racist shit like that, I call them out. He referred to a person of color as an alien, as a creature, a brown creature alien, and that is dehumanizing persons of color. And I am 100% against that from him or anyone. And I just want to make that clear to anyone who's listening to me, that I have zero tolerance for any of that sort of racism.
100% Scam Slam. And, he was the one who continuously runs around on this app saying that I was the person who made the meme of Petty with the monkeys on his children. And he is just hell-bent and dead set that he is the one that I was the one who done it. When in fact, a person came forward and knows for a fact, a 100% fact, that Florida Man is the one who made the meme.
And he says that just within the past day or so, he says that he is the victim of a hate crime based on racism as a white man. because he says that I hate white people. So him, as a white man, is claiming to be a victim of racism. And white people are not victims of racism. People of color have been victims of racism for over 400 years.
The hate comes from...
There is no racism against white people, but that's what he is claiming. So, yeah, that one I don't even get. But he's claiming that I am making him a victim of a hate crime due to his race as a white man. Dude, you are not a victim of racism.
No.
You have never been denied a place to sit on the bus. You have never been denied to buy a property or a house based on your color. You've never been denied a loan based on your color. You've never been denied a job based on your color. You've never been denied to be able to come into a restaurant based on your color. You've never been denied accessibility or attendance in a school or a college due to your color. So, sir, you are not a victim of racism. Sit the fuck down.
Get it, girl. 100%. I'm very sensitive to that topic as well. And there's no room in my heart for racism, period. I don't care who you are. There's no room in my heart for racism. The hate that everybody has in their heart for you, man-child, is what you do to women on this app. That is where the hate in our heart is for you. Nobody has any racism towards you being a white man. So give that shit up, period. But what you're not going to do is try to say that another person is racist based off of your actions, based off of what you did. You can say, oh, I own up to all my stuff and you know, whatever. Not one time have you ever owned up to your wrongdoings. Not one time. You've never provided receipts. Not one time. And everybody knows, and you owned up to it yourself in your discords and whatever else you got going on, that you make fake receipts. You're not
Look,
credible.
he really don't want me to put out the receipts from the discords he was in like a year ago. You 100 screenshots of the Discord when him and his friends were talking about coming to my town and quote unquote Chris Brown and me. And those were shown to the judge. Also, that they were saying I deserved a bullet, a hollow bullet, and that the word like, oh, I have screenshots of him posting, how do I want to put it? Him posting unclothed photos of someone underneath the belt without anybody in a Discord.
God.
I have so much shit.
God.
I have so much shit on him from that Discord. Like I said, I wasn't in that Discord, but I had a friend that was in there, and she was sending me all the screenshots. And I that him and his dirty ass friends, including Queen and a whole bunch of other people, were saying in there, including. I have it all.
Let's
I
not
have it all.
the live he had where he was on one of his math rants of him stating he was going to give certain people's information to the hands of dangerous people and all this other stuff. And then he said,
Oh yeah, like the right wing people.
yeah. And then
You see the video I posted about that?
No, I hadn't looked at any of
Oh
videos.
yeah, I called him out on all that stuff. He was trying to say that he was going to send all this information about people who were talking about Charlie Kirk to these right wing groups, and then I posted that, and then look at one of my, I think it's one of my most recent videos. You can bring it up, you can show it. He forgets that the night that the Charlie Kirk incident happened, that he was talking all kinds of mad shit about Charlie Kirk himself. So how are you going to try to infiltrate these right-wing groups, trying to accuse all these people of saying, all this stuff about Charlie Kirk when you were talking all kinds of horrible shit about Charlie Kirk himself? I think they need to come after you, dude. Yeah, I think they would want to come after him. Look at the video I posted. Please, everybody look at the video I posted, because he contradicted himself. He's trying to falsely infiltrate some right-wing political groups and manipulate them to go after people on his behalf. And even though, look, I'm not a right-wing person, not by any means, but I am against him doing that. I'm against him trying to manipulate a group of people to falsely go after people 100%, no matter who they are, even whether I agree with them or not. Oh yeah, he's a hypocrite.
Hold on.
Yeah, look at the video I posted.
What I just did was super fun. I'll tell you what I did, though. I joined all these extremist right-wing groups, and I put the video of Feral Trash Panda saying what she did about Charlie Kirk in there in Petty's box, along with what Feral Trash Panda said about Mallory's man with Smashley in the box, and associated Smashley with Trash Panda and Pastor Petty. It's awfully funny. So now, a couple thousand people outside of our TikTok bubble will be able to see what Feral Trash Panda said about Charlie Kirk, with Pastor Petty agreeing with it. Also associated with Smashley through what Feral Trash Panda took a box and said about Mallory's man. Now, mind you, these couple thousand people outside of our TikTok bubble are all super far right-wing. You can notice the profile picture. One of them is Charlie Kirk. I'm sure they're not going to be too thrilled about the ads of all the people being put in there too. I think I'm going to join more. I think I'm going to put more in there. I'm going to do more. I'm going to join more. I put their ads in there too. That's the funniest part. But I just can't imagine the shitstorm that's about to happen. With this, look up Red Pill Incels. And you can pretty much see where their information went, multiple forums. So here's some of the weird shit that Charlie Kirk said and done. Charlie Kirk promoted false claims of voter fraud. He even led the Stop the Steal protest on behalf of Donald Trump to spread the propaganda that the 2020 election was rigged when it in fact was not. He organized buses to take people to the Capitol on January 6th for the attempted coup. When questioned by the January 6th subcommittee, he invoked the Fifth Amendment and remained silent, then was not arrested or booked for obstruction of justice, which is the fucking irony of what I just said.
So everybody's mad about this guy being dead, but what about the CEOs that got knocked and every other political figure that's gotten knocked in the past, 2 years, and every other political figure that's gotten knocked in the past, 2 years, or OceanGate?
Charlie Kirk, he claimed that Jewish people deny being white and promote anti-white prejudice while going on to say, white means you too, Jewish Americans. Then claimed white people are the most hated class in America, which is false. He called George Floyd a scumbag. Then went on to blatantly lie about the details of his death. Falsely accused George Floyd of putting a loaded gun to a pregnant woman's stomach while being on stage within 100 miles of where he was alive. Charlie Kirk, he said, and I quote, "I worry about whether a black pilot is qualified when I get on a plane." He said Martin Luther King is an awful person and not a good person at all. And you all love lists. Since everybody loves lists, Charlie Kirk's company, Turning Point USA, has a professor watch list. That's a list full of liberal academics that they use as a form of harassment. Charlie Kirk said, "I can't stand the word empathy. Actually, I think empathy is a made-up new age term that does a lot of damage. Why is anybody showing him any of the words that he doesn't believe in? You should probably respect the guy a little bit more and show him no empathy. I feel like I'm respecting Charlie Kirk by not showing him any empathy at all." Charlie Kirk was doing the Yahtzee salute at an event and then said he would force his hypothetical underage daughter to give birth, while his hypothetical underage daughter was not hypothetical at all. She was born. Charlie Kirk believed underage girls who had been raped should carry the pregnancy to term if one were to result from that. He expressed that he believes that religion should dictate if you should be able to get married or adopt children. He was cited by the Buffalo supermarket shooter whose intent was to murder black people, that he was going to do it for him. Charlie Kirk wanted to defund universities if they didn't listen to, quote, Trump's glorious executive orders. Oh, Charlie Kirk said that you will never live in a society where you have an armed citizenry. And now when I quote this shit, this is what he said. So I sound stupid, he sounds stupid. And you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel, but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. Mind you, he said this referring to the shooting that happened at the Christian Covenant School in Nashville, Tennessee, where 3 adults and 3 children were unalive. He justified the school shooting to protect the Second Amendment. So on his tombstone, it should really be, some gun deaths are unfortunately worth it. Charlie Kirk has referred to people from other countries as third worlders several times. It's incredibly disrespectful and dehumanizing to anyone that isn't deemed American. Charlie Kirk said we should put Americans above foreigners, as if literally everyone who isn't Native American isn't a foreigner. Statements like that cause division. America was built on the back of immigrants after we unalived and stole land from the Native Americans, of course. When he was confronted with the fact that we were all immigrants, he went on to say that there's a difference between settlers and immigrants. Settlers come to barren land and build something, while immigrants come to a country that's already built, totally dismissing the fact that Native Americans even ever existed. And that we took that shit from him. Charlie Kirk emphasized Christian nationalist themes when he told all of his followers that all Christians should vote Republican, and that the Democratic Party does not embrace a single biblical issue guided by God's law, whatever that is. Charlie Kirk said men should handle trans people in the way they did in the 50s and the 60s, attempting to incite violence against the transgender community. Charlie Kirk said it's silly that anyone can become a woman, then proceeded to argue the worst points disregarding a woman's sexuality as a whole, and then said a trans man is a fake man. Charlie Kirk supported genocide in Gaza. He claimed that famine was propaganda. Palestinian children are getting sniped in the exact same way he did, and he supported it. That doesn't mean he should have been shot, because we're better than him. We don't believe humans should be unalived. And Charlie Kirk, a, quote, man, so transphobic that he would even misgender the God he pretends to believe in. He said God is genderless, and then calls him a man, because the Bible refers to him as a man. So is God gender fluid, or is God genderless? He was closely associated with Trump. It could have been him as a way to, deflect off of the Epstein birthday card, which probably really what it was, or was it his final words, gang violence? The fact that his children will be used in a disgusting way. They will grow up to see their fathers unalive and being celebrated. As a way to gloss over the fact that Charlie Kirk justified other parents and children being unalive as a measure to protect the Second Amendment. This was technically a school shooting, and the government don't care about those. So why do they care about this one? The mainstream media doesn't care about Evergreen High School in Colorado or any of the children that are in critical condition as we speak, but they care about a dumb fuck that is everything that I repeated, plus so much more. And I mean so much more. Look up all the fuck shit that he said. Melissa and Mark Horton were assassinated with their dog in their home, and what was a politically motivated assassination. They were Democrat. I'm sure it'll come up now that everyone is crying over a racist, homophobic, transphobic, sexist dickhead named Charlie Kirk. He reinforced that it's the radical left that's doing all the violence, completely disregarding politically motivated violence on the left, even though the shooter has not been found. There's zero hard evidence to even say Charlie Kirk unalive and wasn't politically motivated. But who needs facts? Not Trump. He would just pull a Charlie Kirk and say whatever he wants. Sure, we're not. Honestly, Charlie Kirk was a trash human who said shit to get money. He unalived doing what he loved, pandering. The person who shot him is also a trash human with no respect for human life. When you stick your neck out there for a short orange dickhead, you have to expect someone to go for it. Charlie Kirk unalived by the very ideology he promoted. But the ideology was wrong before and after he was unalived. Gun deaths aren't worth it, not even his. Live by the sword, die by the sword, but maybe if you regulate the sword, less needless deaths would be swept under the rug because a bigger ran his mouth and someone got fed. Charlie Kirk wouldn't give a damn if your family got shot. Or you. Why'd you care about him? Because again, we're all better than Charlie Kirk and actually had empathy.
They want to know if I think they deserve this. Empathy, he thinks empathy was made up, so why do I care?
He didn't deserve it, nobody does, but that's what makes us different than Charlie Kirk. Is he didn't care about the children who got slaughtered in the school.
I have empathy for his children and his wife. This man literally got unalive as he was basically trying to dissect gang shootings, mass shootings, et cetera, trying to make a comparison. Meanwhile, there was a school, shooting happening around the same time that he got unalive.
By his own words, he would be okay with being one of these statistics, right?
Yes. Also, by his own words, he said children should watch public executions, and his kids were there to watch them. So he is like, which is awful to say, but I don't. What?
My main concern now is that they are going to try to use him as a martyr.
Oh yeah, he'll be the first Republican thing. I wonder when Charlie Kirk said he would force his underage daughter to give birth if she was great. I wonder if he was like, if that was like the plan for Trump. Was he going to give his daughter to Trump? I feel bad for his wife because maybe she was brainwashed by him. I'm doing Charlie Kirk lottery. How much of an asshole he was. I said a couple of times that we're better than him and we don't think he deserves to unalive, but we also should never forget the horrible shit that he has said about African American people, about transgender people, about homosexual people, about anybody who isn't white in America, about women. All that shit he was spewing is awful, 100%.
I'm just saying that, maybe the universe came back around to bite him in the ass for his views and the hate and shit that he put out into the world.
But do people expect when Donald Trump's birthday card gets 2 Epstein gets leaked and he needs someone to deflect off of? Like everybody was saying he was a good guy, You're exactly what the fuck he was. A bigot, a racist, a homophobic, transphobic dickhead. Someone who doesn't care about anybody unless you're a white male from America. The dude tried to tell people that men should handle transgender people like they did in the 50s and the 60s. And that was solely to incite violence on the transgender community. And that is not a good thing for somebody to do. Everybody should remember Charlie Kirk as the piece of shit, trash human being he was. But also, the person that did it is also a piece of shit, trash human being. Both of them can be shit. Ain't no reason to glorify a guy that's basically fucking sucking Trump's fucking left dick just to fucking get attention and get paid. He was very harmful, and he was harmful to so many people. For a man to say on his show, when I get on an airplane and I see a black pilot, I wonder if they're qualified. What does that tell you? But two things can be wrong, and it doesn't make an evil bitch. It doesn't give the evil bitch the right to be glorified just because he was done wrong. I think he should be remembered as a piece of shit that he was. Yes, the right is going to make him a martyr. Anybody who is educated on that and still says, well, he was a good guy, I'm side-eyeing waiting fucking little shit. Because he was not. Dead or not, don't give a fuck. You could be a shit person and be dead at the same time. There's no rules against that. Everything Charlie Kirk said, he got that shit from Trump. All of Charlie Kirk's views came from Donald Trump, whether it be on black people, whether it be on people from Mexico, even people from Canada, the Mormon religion, which Charlie Kirk shit on like 2 months ago, and then went to Utah, where that's where the Mormons are, Salt Lake City, Utah, and gave a speech. You see a guy in a white hat, like touch his hat and shit, and like touch his mouth, and then boom, done. So I'm gonna go ahead and start a rumor that Trump had it done because of the birthday card from Epstein. Just because I like to say that. I have no facts to prove that, but I'm going to be Charlie Kirk and just say whatever the fuck I want, whether it's true or not. What I just did was super fun. I'll tell you what I did though. I joined all these extremist right-wing groups, and I put the video of Trash Panda sandwich.
I just want to make it clear that the post was not intended to be political in nature at all. My post was to expose the hypocrisy that he said a ton of negative stuff about Charlie Kirk and the whole entire situation, but yet wanted to infiltrate right-wing groups to supposedly like expose other people who were phrasing the same type of sentiment as him. So that was the intent of my post. I don't agree personally, just so you know, with a lot of the things that Charlie Kirk said or did or anything like that. But I'm not out here trying to infiltrate right-wing groups and pretend like I supported him. Basically, he was trying to infiltrate these right-wing groups and get them to harass people on his behalf for speaking out about against Charlie Kirk when he has literally done the same exact thing.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe those right-wing groups need that video you posted. I mean,
well, I shared it to a couple of them, so
that's wild to me.
Because even though I am not, and people know this about me, I am not a right-wing person, it's still wrong to do to try to rile up any type of political group to attack some people when he literally has said worse about Charlie Kirk himself. Maybe these right-wing groups should be looking at him.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't have an opinion on it. I just don't. Politics is not my thing. I don't have an opinion. All right, y'all, it's bedtime. But thank you, Scam. I appreciate you coming on here and talking about.
You're very welcome. I'm just always here to spread the truth and nothing but the truth. And if anybody has any questions, they can feel free to reach out to me at any time, and I will provide you with truth and facts and proof if you have any doubts whatsoever.
Yeah, and Pam, I'll address that. I don't think it's like reached that point yet, but I think now that there's a whole bunch of eyes on it, I think justice will be served. It may take a minute, but they'll get him. And I have faith in the justice system, and I think they'll get him. And once he's got, that's when all the victims can go forward and file all their charges and do everything they need to do, because, I mean, he needs to, you set this one out, bro. I mean, set it out. You've tormented enough people. So with that, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. And I may be back later, live, like tomorrow or something. So y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good night.